welcome to dinner in the van. We just had the best day. We were swimming at the ocean. As you can probably tell, I'm mega burnt, but I'm super excited to make these rice noodles with you because they're so easy to make, and I promised you guys easy, healthy, adaptable recipes, so I'm really excited about this one. Tonight we're making like a rice noodle curry, and we're going to use kale and tomato as our vegetables. And then we're going to use tofu as our source of protein, and then we're going to add in some rice noodles, and it's going to be so delicious. I'm so excited. So what you're going to need is some lemon. I'm using half of a lemon here. An onion. We're just using 1/4 of an onion because that's what we have left. 1 or 2 cloves of garlic, 1 tomato, a big bowl of freshly chopped kale, some tomato paste, some rice noodles, a can of organic coconut milk or coconut cream, and then a block of organic tofu, and that's it. So one thing that I love doing with my kale, especially if it is organic, there might be a few little bugs hiding in it if it's really good quality, so I like to wash it in some organic apple cider vinegar. So I'm just going to fill the bowl with water, and then I'm going to add a splash of apple cider vinegar, and this is going to help kill any of the bugs in there. And you can also do this if your produce is not organic because it's going to help wash away a bit of the residue from the pesticides. So we're using a New Zealand grown tofu, which is pretty cool. So it's an organic local tofu, and one of my New Year's intentions this year was to eat more local foods. So that's pretty cool that you can grow tofu, or that you can have New Zealand grown tofu. So what I love doing with my tofu is giving it a good rinse because it kind of has like a weird film on it when it comes to this package. So I give it a rinse and then I blot it in paper towel. So you can just blot it like this, and this just helps to cook it better. And then we're going to cut up the tofu into little blocks. And I always like to keep my compost bowl right next to where I'm working, as you guys know. So we're just going to chop it up into little blocks like this. We like little cubes in our curry. So we'll chop up this whole thing. Now we're doing the onion, and please don't take chopping lessons from me because I'm not the best chopper, even after years of experience. Okay, so now you've got your onions. I like to give them one more little rough chop. And then we're going to chop up a little clove of garlic. Again, please don't take chopping lessons from me. I have my own garlic chopping method.
You might get a little chunky garlic in your mouth, it's all good.
Now we're just going to chop up 1 onion. Oh my gosh, not 1 onion. 1 tomato. Tomatoes are really great for healthy skin because they contain lycopene, which is really good, especially if you have sun damage. So I'm going to need a lot of tomato today. These are beautiful, locally grown, organic tomatoes. They're so juicy and packed with flavor. But if you don't have access to like really good quality fresh tomatoes, you could use organic jars of tomatoes for this recipe. No problem. Cool, so that's all we need to do for the chopping, and the kale we can just like rip up into the recipe. Let's do this. So this is how we light our stove. Like that. And we love using a cast iron. It just cooks everything so nicely. And for this recipe, we are going to use coconut oil. So we'll just grab some coconut oil from our fridge. So you can really use any kind of oil in this recipe, but I love the flavor of coconut oil and it's just so good for you. So I'm going to add just like 2 tablespoons. Okay, so we're going to add the tofu first. Ali has this special cooking method for tofu that we have been loving. So that's how hot it should be. I usually wait about 30 seconds after oiling the pan to put the tofu in.
And shake the pan right away.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stick.
Ooh, that's hot. Just give it a little shake. And then just kind of keep doing that until it's golden brown. So now we're going to add a little bit of paprika, which is one of our favorite spices. It's a smoked paprika, and it gives this kind of like I don't know, like
smoky
flavor. Yeah. And then turmeric. Obviously, we add turmeric to absolutely everything. add a bunch of that. If we had like a curry spice, we would use it, but we're running low on spices right now. And then just give that a good shake. Now we're going to add the onion and the garlic. Yummy. Just add that straight into the pan and give that a few minutes saute. So we love adding onion and garlic to like everything we cook because it's so good for your immune system and it keeps us super, super healthy. Really good for healthy skin. Yeah, we love it. So now I'm going to add this beautiful kale, and I don't really feel like chopping it, so I'm just gonna kind of rip it apart like this. It's really gonna cook down in the curry. Just like rip it like that. And I've destemmed it, which means I've just taken the stalks off and composted those. And yeah, just let that kind of like wilt for a minute. And kale is such a good source of fiber. It's really important to add greens at every meal. They're just packed with minerals and really important nutrients. So kale is our choice tonight. Okay, so now we're going to add this beautiful tomato. And since we're using a cast iron, we have to be super careful of acidic foods because it'll burn the coating off. But you can kind of just cook it like that. And then we're going to add the coconut milk right away. We're using this organic coconut milk and I'm just going to shake it up before we use it. And you want to make sure that when you're getting cans of organic coconut specifically, there's no like added guar gum or anything because that's going to be not very good for digestion. And you're just going to pour it straight in. Woo. And we love adding a little bit of tomato paste. This just gives it a really yummy flavor. I'd say like a tablespoon. And then salt and pepper, obviously super important at this stage. I'm obsessed with black pepper because it's packed with vitamin C and it's really good for healthy skin. So I try to include it at absolutely everything. And then we love using a really good quality salt. So we either use a New Zealand sea salt or a Himalayan salt.
What up, Salt Bae? How you doing?
I love salt, right, babe? I love salt.
Salt Bae?
I like salt on everything.
Yes.
So good. So we're just going to give it a good mix, and the more this simmers, the more delicious it's going to be. Now's the time for the rice noodles, and the noodles we like are like these thick Thai style noodles, and we'll just use one serving at a time. And they seem kind of funny when they come out, but you can literally just pull them apart. And if they simmer for long enough, they'll kind of cook themselves. We've decided to do a last minute peanut butter addition. So if you have some peanut butter or almond butter lying around, just add a big tablespoon. It'll be so yummy and creamy. And then this is what the noodles will eventually look like after like 3 to 5 minutes. So nice and cooked down. And then you just sprinkle it with some lemon juice. This is totally optional, but gives it really good flavor. And then we'll serve it up. Bon appetit! Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hoped you enjoyed a dinner in the van with me. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and leave a comment below and let me know what kind of recipes you want me to make in the van in the future. And I'm about to dig into this delicious noodle bowl. I'll see you next time. Bye!